So now we come to installing Electrum Wallet. Where you want to get that from is electrum.org. And you want to go to the download section. And here we will install the dependencies. So let's do that. And we will wget this, but let's do that in our downloads folder. So let's change directory and get this from our downloads folder, or get this into our downloads folder. So wget that link there. Let's also verify the signature. So we will paste wget that as well. And we also want to import the public key of Thomas V. So we can grab this as well. So let's download that. Wget that. And we will just GPG import that as well into our keychain. So copy that and paste that in. Okay, so that's now been added in. Now we just follow these instructions here. So we've already gotten that, and we will verify this to make sure that it is actually Thomas V. And you can see here that it is a good signature from Thomas V. And so that is good. We now have verified that this is a legitimate version of Electrum 4.0.6. Now we will, instead of running without installing, what we'll do is we will install with pip. So let's copy this. Everything's been updated, or everything has been installed, and now we can just copy this and install like so. Okay, so that has now successfully installed Electrum. Now, if you want to run Electrum from the command line, what you really need to do is type in Electrum. So where is Electrum? And you won't see it there, but if you log out and log in, but let's see what happens here. And it says it's not found. What we'll need to do here at this point is just log out and log back in again. So let's do that. And let's have a look at where is Electrum. So now you can see that is the location of our Electrum file, or our of where it's at. So let's now start this up, but instead let's just open up our Firefox to where we were. Now, the other thing that you want to do is make sure that we connect through to our Electrum Rust server. We don't want to connect through to other random servers. So to do that, it's Electrum and then -- one server, and that server -- server should be 192.168.2.196 /5001, and it's over T. So let's see how this goes. So here is our default wallet. So we'll do that, and we will import an address just to see if it works. So let's get an address from maybe blockstream.info. We'll go into this block here, and let's get an address, something small, maybe this one here. Let's see what's in here. So we'll copy the that, go into our Electrum and paste that through, and next. We won't really need a password, but here you can see the status of your transactions, or this particular address. So it says here, for security reasons, we always advise that you use the latest version of Electrum. Would you like to be notified? Yes, it would. This wallet is watch only. It means you won't be, will not be able to spend Bitcoins with it. Make sure you own the seed phrase or the private keys before you request Bitcoins to be sent to this wallet. Okay, so this is just a watch-only wallet, but what you can see is that it is connected through to your Electrum Rust server, and that is the IP address of the Electrum Rust server. So if you want another computer to connect, then this is the sort of address that you would give it to point it to that one node. And so all of this is now coming from our Electrum server. And so that's great. So now that I know that works, let's sort of, I guess, clean up a little bit here. Because what you'll see is in your desktop here, there's no Electrum, and you'd have to keep doing this Electrum sort of thing and typing this command. So to save you from doing that, let's build an icon out and see how that all plays out. So if we head on over to the GitHub repository for Electrum, let's have a look. It's this one here. And they might have a .desktop file. So let's have a look. Yep, there it is. Okay, fantastic. So let's use this desktop file. So let's roar it. And we'll copy this. And we'll just copy this into maybe our downloads folder as well. So wget that. And let's nano this and have a look at what's in it. So what we want is that is good, but the other thing that we want to do is in here --1 server server 192.168.2.196 5001 T. So that's where we want that to go. The icon we'll also need to just have a look at, but everything else looks pretty good for now. So let's save this. We also need an icon file. So that icon file needs to go into somewhere. So let's grab an icon file onto our computer. So maybe .png. Let's see if we can find something that has the actual Electrum PNG. That looks like the icon there, so we will download this and we will grab the location of that. And where we're going to put that is in our PixMaps. So that is in USR share PixMaps, and we will just dump it here. So sudo wget electrum.png. So hopefully this will pick this up. Now let's head on back to our downloads directory. And what we'll do with this electrum.desktop file is install it. So that is sudo desktop file install electrum.desktop. Okay, so now let's have a look here, and hopefully we might be able to see. There it came. Okay, so there it is there. So when we open this up, we now get into our Bitcoin wallet, and we get connected through to our one server, the server that we are interested in. So that is really, really handy. And now you can, sort of start to install your hardware wallets as well. So let's do that. Let's open up and import a hardware wallet. Now I will do the Trezor again, like I did earlier, but in this particular instance, what you should also do is in a Linux environment, if you head on over to the Electrum Docs, you go to the documentation and read the docs. Since we've already done this, but basically what you need to do is make sure that you have these dependencies and download all of this and follow these rules and do the udev rules and make sure that those are added in as well. So that is something that you will need to do, but let's just go ahead and do them anyway. So copy this. It's already been installed. Let's add these Python libraries in for the Trezor. Ledger. keep key, bitbox. So now we need to get the UDEV rules. Now all of these need to then be put into the UDEV folder. So let's go about doing that. But what we do is we need to basically let's clone this repository and get it out of there. So cd ... we can git clone this repository. So we'll go code clone git clone that. Okay, so once that has now downloaded, you can see that that is now, there's an Electrum folder in here. So what we want to do is cd into there. Whoop. And we'll go into the contrib folder, and in there is a UDEV folder. So let's have a look at that. Right, so we need to now copy everything from here into into this folder here. So what we'll do is we'll go copy, or rather sudo copy, anything that starts with or ends with .rules, and we want that in that folder there. Okay, so that's now been copied over. You can check that. So if you go into etc udiv rules.d, they're all there, and we will then follow these instructions here. So paste that. And this one we already did, which is the copying of the rules, and we will just copy and paste that last one. Okay, so now what we want to do is just maybe restart Electrum. So close out of that, and let's open it up and see if we can hook up a Trezor to this. So let's have a look here. So we'll go into our Electrum. It's green, it's connected to our own node. That's fantastic. We'll go file, new. We will call this the Trezor. Next, this is a standard wallet, but it is a hardware wallet. So I'm just going to plug this in, and I am going to, because I'm in a virtual machine, add the Satoshi Labs Trezor, and we'll go next. And it has found the Trezor, so that's fantastic, great. We'll go next. It'll ask me for the pin, so let me just grab that. Okay, so here it'll ask me if I want to open up the legacy, the P2SH SegWit or the native SegWit. I'm going to go down the path of P2SH SegWit for Trezor. Those are the addresses starting with 3. Now, this is the addresses starting with 1, and these are the addresses starting with BC1. So what we'll do is we'll just open up this one, because most Trezors will have this. Will have funds on the, if you're using the Trezor web wallet, will be in this option here. Do we want to encrypt the file? If you want to, you can. You don't have to encrypt the file if you don't want to. Keeping in mind though that it contains your master public key, your watch addresses, and those sorts of things. So it is something that you want to keep private, and if you want to keep it private on this computer, then you'd probably want to encrypt the file, but in this particular instance, I'm not too worried. Okay, so this has now shown me my transaction history, my send and my receive. So this is great. Now what we want to do is potentially show addresses, show coins, show channels, show contacts, and even show console. Now you can see your addresses through here. You can see the coins if you actually had any, which on this wallet I don't. I just have some history here. But you can see that this is a wallet that is backed up by my my own node, as well as the Trezor here as well, so that you can see the device ID and all these sorts of other pieces of these settings here. So that's really handy. That's your Electrum wallet that you now are back-ended with your own Electrum server. Now, if you want another computer to connect to this, you would do the same thing, but you would point it through to your, say for example, you would point it through to the Electrum Rust server that's sitting on this particular computer. So, for example, if I was on Windows and if I had a Windows machine that I wanted to connect through to my to this server, so say for example, if my father had a Windows machine, so let's open up a Windows box here, and let's see if we can download Electrum onto this, and we can then hook it back to my server here. So let's see how we go. So pretend in this particular instance that this is, a laptop that I have that I want to connect through to my server, but it needs to be on the same network. Okay, so for this thing to work, so let's see how we go here. Okay, so let's go on and install Electrum onto our Windows machine. So we'll head off over to electrum.org. We'll go to the download section and we will get the Windows installer. Okay, so once that has downloaded, we can open up this executable. Yes. We'll go install. And that has now completed, so we'll close. And in our desktop, we will have this icon here. So what we'll do is we'll right click on that icon. And we'll go to the properties. And in the target section, what we'll do is we will amend this. So we want, we'll put -1 or -1 -s, and we'll put 192.168.2.196 :5001 /t. So sorry, :t. So that's 5001 :t, and we will apply this and see if this works. So when we open up Electrum, let's check this out. We'll need an address, so let's grab one from blockstream.info. Go here, and we might pick this one here, maybe. Okay, perfect. Import address, next, and that. No need to encrypt. And so there you have this. Now this is backed by your own node, so 192.168.2.196, and that means that you are connected through to your own Electrum server that is hosted on another machine. So here I am, say for example, if this was a Windows laptop, then I could connect through to my Ubuntu server using the Electrum Rust server that's on there, which is then connected to the Bitcoin Core node that's going through there. So This is really, really handy. From this point, you can probably open up and put in your Trezor or your Ledger or whatever device you have. Thanks for watching, and if you would like to support the work that I am doing, head on over to our website at ministryofnodes.com.au and click on the support button. We also have paid video tutorials, so feel free to check out our store for that. On our web store, you can find a booklet that contains the commands to the entire series, so feel free to check that out as well. And finally, we also offer private consulting sessions where we can discuss Bitcoin-related matters. Feel free to book in a session on our calendar. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.